Today you're going to learn about whether cutting out carbs is essential for fat loss. Carbohydrates have been vilified and made a scapegoat for most human diseases. You have experts claiming that carbs should be cut out entirely if you want to live a healthy life. Do you lose weight and feel better if you cut out carbs? Of course, but a whole lot more people feel good and lose weight while eating carbs. So if people are losing weight, whether they cut out carbs or they keep carbs in their diet, then what's really going on here? Calorie deficit! That's what's going on here. The highest priority if you want to lose fat is to be in a calorie deficit. It doesn't matter if you eat a lot of carbs or not much at all. As long as you are in a calorie deficit, you will lose fat. This reminds me of a professor in America who decided to do an experiment on himself where for 2 months, I think it was, all he ate was Twinkies. You know, those American high sugary cake bar type foods. For 2 months, that's all he ate, but he ate in a calorie deficit. The results? He lost a total of 27 pounds in 2 months. I'm not sure what that is in kilograms. And his BMI, body mass index, went from 28.8 to 24.9. His experiment shows that calorie deficit is the most important thing for losing fat. That's not to say that we should follow his example and be in a calorie deficit but eat like crap. That's not what I'm saying at all. The point that I was trying to make is that the makeup of your food is secondary compared to how much total calories you eat. So if you want to lose fat, then you need to be in a calorie deficit. Most of your foods, 90%, should still be whole foods, vegetables, lean meats, good carbohydrate sources, and you can keep the 10% for the fun foods like Twinkies, chocolates, and whatnot. As long as the majority of your food, preferably 90% in a given day, is good foods, you have that 5 to 10% leeway to eat more of the fun foods. As long as you stay in your deficit, then you will lose fat. Now, how much carbs should you eat? There is no one-size-fits approach to this answer, as there are a lot of factors that determine how much carbs someone should eat. These factors include the size of the person, how much lean mass to body fat ratio they have. The higher your body fat, the less carbs you need. How active you are, the more active you are, the more carbs you can handle. How intense, long-lasting, and frequent your physical activity is, your age and the stage of life that you are at, your intake level of other nutrients, and genetics, just to name a few factors. What I would recommend is that if you are sedentary for the majority of the day, you do not need to eat that many carbs. So these could be people who work behind the desk or someone who barely does any physical activity in a day. Fairly large and obese people will also benefit from being on the lower side of carbs. For active people who do physically demanding work or you're on your feet all day, you can eat more carbohydrates. Generally, the rule is the more physically active you do throughout the day, the more carbohydrates you can consume. In summary, no, you do not need to completely cut out carbs to lose fat. You may need to reduce carbs depending on your circumstances, but you don't need to cut it out completely. If your goal is to lose fat, make sure you're in a calorie deficit and still include some of the foods that you enjoy in your diet to make it bearable, and so that you can stick to it long term, which is the most important thing. Till next time, this is Brian from Brian B Fitness. See ya!